Howdy, Cooley.
Hello, JT.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Are you great?
I'm doing pretty well.
Awesome.
Pretty well.
Do you want some
frog
monkey
in here?
Do you want some monkey shoulder?
Yes, I would love the monkey on my shoulder.
So Nathan.
Yes, Jeremy.
Thank you so much for your attention to me.
Uh-huh.
We have some pretty cool news. We now have a website. You know what that website is called?
No.
Twerk Ethic
Podcast.
Gosh, you're so good. I can never.
.edu. Oh, com. Really?
I tried for that, and I tried for org.
Oh.
The only thing available was .com.
We're famous.
We're famous. I think we're going to be able.
Famous.
It's pretty cool, right?
Smooth, man.
And then
we're so famous. This
is the most important part, which is things that we mentioned throughout the show will be on here, show notes. So people have reached out and said, hey, you mentioned an 80s playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? It's on the website.
There you go.
Okay. We're going to talk about some things, some books, some vinyl in this particular episode. And you can, go to the link in our website and take you right to it. And there's some pretty good deals with these links.
Nice.
And then if you just want to say, hey, there's contact us.
Look at that.
You
put your name there and your email, the subject matter,
your mailing address, your social security.
I need to put my playlist up there too.
So you need to put one of yours up there too?
Yeah. It's called Sounds of Dogs Breathing.
Breeding or breathing?
Breathing. Okay. Sorry. I've got my braces in. I can't.
Oh my goodness. That
stuff's going to sound different.
Those are two completely different.
Stuff's going to sound different.
Those are two completely different playlists.
That's true.
But yeah, we got a new website. And if you haven't already, follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the United Methodist Hayride.
Mm-hmm. With Bill.
Yes, with Bill.
Kubota.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. So, Nathan.
Yes, sir.
You know what we're drinking today?
Yes.
It's Monkey Shoulder. And it's honestly...
Now, this is a scotch, right?
It's a scotch. It's a blended scotch, which typically aren't my favorite. And You know what else is not usually my favorite is $35 scotches. Because usually it's not till you get up into that like $60 range that you even get anything worth talking about. Scotch world.
Yeah.
Bourbon world, $60. I mean,
it's like the top of the line.
You can write home about that.
Yeah. It's like Booker's.
But then there's like Jefferson's Ocean. That's like $85 for bourbon. It's delicious.
Never had that.
BFID, Brandon Fiddler, introduced me to that and let me have some of his. So he didn't say, hey, I've got bourbon that costs $85. You can't have it. Go buy your own.
Right.
He was like, come over here.
Yeah.
I think that night I went over to his house. He gave me a Monte Cristo No. 2 Cuban. And it fell apart. And he felt terrible. And so I didn't know what to do. And he went and got another one.
Wow.
So he's the guy who's got backup Cubans. All right. So does Nate. And I'm sure Ken does too. So Brandon went and got me another Cuban, smoked it. Then he gave me $85 bourbon.
Guy.
He's a
guy.
He's fantastic. Terrible human being.
Right.
But a great guy.
Yeah. Once he flashes the cash, I'm like, okay, you're my friend.
Exactly.
Just kidding, Brandon.
No.
Love you, buddy.
Yes. Brandon is amazing.
Good dude.
He's a great dude. You should be friends with him because he gives his friends
I know.
Monte Cristo #2 Cubans. But anyway, today we're drinking Monkey Shoulder. It's delicious. I highly recommend it.
It is very good.
Only $35. I'm still laughing about the fact that you said dog breathing playlist. And I thought you said dog breeding playlist. Still got me.
They're both pretty good. They're both pretty funny. But
would you listen to both? No. Okay. I mean, there's sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you have to test people and say
that's true.
Dog breeding playlist. Would you listen to it? If they say yeah, you're not friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah.
But if someone says, I listen to a playlist of dogs breeding,
right,
friendship's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Cut it out.
Yeah, I know.
Now, dogs breathing,
yeah,
probably pretty awful, but it's still, you're not a bad person.
Yeah. You can kind of tell what kind of person they are if they want to listen to dogs breeding.
Yes.
They like it rough. Anyway. Sorry.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
There's no good way to do that.
No. Was that dogs breeding? I don't know.
This is dogs breeding playlist. Not
more
to
like
be
frogs.
confused with dog breathing.
Yeah.
This is dog breeding.
Never knew
and
that.
you are a sociopath if you listen to that. I read a ton.
Yeah, you do.
I used to not read at all. And in about 2017 or so, I started reading. And I read about 30 books a year. I wanted to talk about some of my favorite books. And I will be linking these in our website as well on Amazon. And most of these have a deal with them. So make sure you go to our website, click our link.
Nice.
And you'll get the deal. So first one is a book called The Boys in the Boat. This book is phenomenal. It's about the 1936 Olympics, the row team.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's 1936.
Yeah.
World War II started in 1939. If you like history, this is phenomenal. It's not dry at all. This is one of the best books I've ever read, not to mention in 2020. So this is linked in the website.
Also the Olympics of Jesse Owens.
Yes, absolutely.
Huge statement.
All right.
Up yours, Hitler.
Up yours, Hitler. Born to Run, which is Bruce Springsteen's autobiography.
Nice.
Not only have I linked this in the website, I've linked the Audible because him reading it is way better.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Springsteen reading a book about his life. This one, Bill Bryson is one of my favorite authors, period. He has a book called America 1927. It has everything about America in 1927, like the 1927 Yankees, which is the greatest baseball team ever.
Right.
Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs that year. You had the Mississippi flood. You had Charles Lindbergh.
Yeah.
You had Al Capone. You had like everything you could think of happened in 1927, and this book's all about it. Anyway, he's phenomenal. He also wrote A Walk in the Woods, which is him and his out of shape friend tried to do the Appalachian Trail.
Oh yeah,
and oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But this one is about the body, and it's so good.
Yeah,
because it's written in an interesting way where you sit there the whole time and you're like, I cannot believe that this is my body that does all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, you blink 14,000 times in a day. So something like when you add it up, it's like 23 minutes of the day, your eyes are closed.
Oh, wow.
So of a 24-hour period, 23 minutes of that 24 hours, your eyes are closed. That does not include sleep. So stuff like that. He talks about the anatomy, but it's like super interesting, and there's fun facts all through it. I couldn't put this book down.
Yeah.
This book is hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's extremely interesting. So
all right.
That's one of the best I've read this year. How about you?
Very
you got
cool.
a favorite?
I do. I have two actually.
Okay.
One that I just purchased maybe a week ago, and it's the host of Inside the NBA on TNT, Ernie Johnson.
Ernie Johnson.
Also,
by the way, is pretty good friends with my neighbor, Coach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's right. And so he does that show along with Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. And I know him from TNT because he's been on there for 30 years now. And great host. But I actually met him at 12 Stone Church. And it's odd because every time we meet, it was always passing in the bathroom. So I was like, "Oh, what? Hey, what's up, Ernie?" And but he was super kind to me, and he was just like, "Dude, if I played that morning, he would be like, just tell me I did a great job and did a great job."
Yeah,
because his voice doesn't crack like mine.
Yeah.
So I got that one on Audible, and he reads it, which is phenomenal because he's got a great announcer voice.
Nice.
So,
we'll link that too.
Yeah. So that one, and another one I have is a book by Billy Crystal, and it's called 700 Sundays,
which I own. I just haven't read.
Oh, okay, nice.
And you're saying I should read this?
Yes, this book is very funny, and it's also a true story. And it's 700 Sundays is basically the time that he spent with his dad because he worked Monday through Saturday.
Did you get him with the dad stuff?
I know, dude.
You know?
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Same here. And but Sunday was the only day he had available to hang out with his family.
Man.
And he said I figured it up, and it was about 700.
That sounds like a good book.
Yeah.
I thought today we could start with some gig stories. All right.
We were playing with our friend Rudy.
Yes.
And
hello, Rudy.
Hey, Rudy. And it was me.
By the way, we need to say this.
Yeah.
Rudy is the guy. Let me not say the guy. Rudy is the cat playing the saxophone
pajamas
for these scene transitions.
Yeah.
Like when you hear these scene transitions, these were written by us. Who was on that? You, Jared Prisbiz is playing the keys.
Yeah.
And Rudy was playing the saxophone.
Right.
Is there anybody else involved? Maybe a bass player?
Maybe a bass player, but I don't know if we were in the room at the same time.
Bass player, if you're listening, we're sorry.
Yeah. And if it's you, Jared, just tell us.
Yeah, just let us know. But Rudy, awesome.
Yeah.
But also the guy playing the saxophone in all these transitions.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exactly. So we did a Battle of the Bands for Hard Rock back in 2009. So after the first round, I get wind. Heard it through the grapevine.
Past when?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was broken.
Okay.
But I heard through the grapevine that the winner gets to go to London and play at Hyde Park. And the closers were The Killers, Neil Armstrong.
We both went opposite of young.
Bruce Springsteen.
Wow. I know Bert Springsteen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Bert is his cousin.
Okay. I also know Bruce Fallstein.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Autumnstein.
Yeah. Winterstein.
Summerstein.
Yeah.
I hear this and I'm like, then I get excited. I'm just like, oh, let's win this. And we do.
Amazing.
We win it out of
So does that mean one of my favorite things about Hard Rock is the barbecue pork sandwich?
That's so good.
Does that mean you could get them for free? I know the London, playing Hyde Park, Bruce Springsteen, Killers, whatever.
Right.
But did you get to eat the barbecue pulled pork sandwich for free?
They gave us menus at the Hard Rock that they set behind on backstage.
Okay.
They gave us menus, no prices on them.
Unbelievable.
So yes, I ate Hard Rock.
You hear what I'm saying? Bruce Springsteen, dream. Killers, dream. London, dream.
Also Dave Matthews
Dave Matthews, Dream.
which I've been a fan of for 20 years.
Winning a band competition, Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled pork for free, dreamiest.
Priceless.
Priceless.
It literally
had no
was
price.
Priceless. We had dinner and we left. It was great.
Yes. So you didn't even play. You just pulled pork sandwich.
Not a note.
We're good. Sir, this sandwich only $11.99. Yeah, I know, but I won this.
I mean.
So they flew, who was they? Hard Rock?
Hard Rock flew us over
So Hard
there.
Rock flew you and the guys, that includes Rudy.
And, fun fact, guess who was on the plane with us?
Clay Aiken.
Close.
Hold on.
Sandra Bullock.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes, seriously.
Your Sandra?
My Sandra. Yeah. Yes, my
We
Sandra.
all know.
Yeah, I have a huge crush on Sandra Bullock.
Die. You're going to marry Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
She's your Sandra. Did you see her?
No, but Jessica did.
Okay.
And I was extremely jealous.
You'd have fainted.
Oh, dude. Absolutely. And here's why I didn't see her. This is the story. We go to customs, and like I said, they tell us to say we're just on vacation. Don't say you're here working because you need a work permit.
Yeah.
And we don't have a permit for you.
I had to go through the same thing. Is it Heathrow?
Yeah, Heathrow. Yep. So we go to customs, and this is the first time I've ever been out of the country. Well, I've been to Canada, but yeah, whatever.
And to recap, you couldn't prove that you were there working.
Right. Everybody does the thing. We're actually still in line, and all of a sudden I hear Rudy Von Band. This way. And I'm like, oh, we're getting special treatment?
Was it Mick Jagger?
Right, exactly. I think it was Nick Jagger.
Mick Sagger.
His brother works at
Nick
customs
Jagger.
at Heathrow. So he's over there. He's like, so you guys here for the Hyde Park thing? We were like, yeah, that's us. And I thought we were going to get special treatment. What it was Shane was in that line, and he told the guy that he was playing at the festival. And so he was like, so are you working at the festival? He was like, and Shane is he talks really low for starters.
He has no reaction.
Yeah.
Just very blunt.
You can barely tell what he says unless you're standing right beside him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, we're here playing at the Hyde Park thing over there, and so he's like, so you're making money? He's like, well, not necessarily. And he just, so the guy was like, okay. So then he calls us, and so since we don't have a work permit, he's got to go through all this paperwork. And he was like, all right, well, sit here. I'll be back. 2 hours later, the dude finally comes back, and he was like, all right, you can come on through. Put a stamp in my passport, and he was like, and we were like, dude, thank you so much. And he goes, and the coolest thing was, he goes, all right, have a good time. Cheers. And we were like, cheers, mate. And I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Wow.
So just like a huge sense of relief. And we'd finally give, and poor Shane was just like, sorry guys, I don't know. I just want to tell him the truth. And I was like, of all the times you want to tell the truth. Cannon Plumbing. They'll blow your water out of the water.
Oh.
That's not their tagline, by the way.
Yeah.
That's something I just made up.
Go to cannonplumbingllc.com. I have a pretty awesome Shane story myself.
Oh, okay.
You know this one.
I do.
Call this one the Shane Tokyo story. So, in my day job, which I'm not going to talk too much about because it's kind of boring, but it is how I pay my bills.
True.
Years ago, I went to the Philippines for a couple weeks. Well, I worked for a couple weeks, and then I came back. Well, I had a layover in Tokyo, Japan. Not to be confused with Tokyo, Mississippi.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So I had a layover in Tokyo, Japan, and I'm kind of bored. I think my layover was like 6 hours. And then I was like, you know what? I might have enough points to go get upgraded. So I went to the desk to talk to the lady. Well, as I'm walking to the desk, I look over and I'm like, that guy looks like Shane. And then I look back and say, that guy is Shane.
Yeah. You're like, I'm in Tokyo. Nobody looks like Shane over here.
Nobody, like, it was just, of all people, of all times, of all places, why is this guy here? So I went over there and very dramatically, I was like, Shane, oh my goodness, this is crazy, right? And no joke, he looks at me and he goes, good to see you, man. Just like that, no reaction, did not say anything about how cool it was for me to see him. And I was floored.
Yeah.
But I didn't break character.
Right.
I said, dude, how crazy is this that we're on the other side of the world and we see each other? He goes, this here's my dad. That's all he said. So the two things he said was, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
And this here's my dad. It's just the craziest story ever.
Wow.
And he had no reaction to it.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it's perfect, right? It's exactly what you want out of, it's exactly what you want Shane to have done.
For sure.
But there was a follow-up, right? With you.
Yeah. There was an app back in the day called Voxer.
Amazing app.
Very fun app.
I think it should be called Talk to Me.
Yeah.
If you had an app called Talk to Me, I think you'd use it.
Oh, yeah.
And the ad would pop up. Like when you open the app, it would go, talk to me. And then you can't turn it off.
Right.
Like you go in the settings wheel and you're like, I can't use this app if it does that, but you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
When you hit the button to open the app, it just goes, talk to me.
I love it. I think we should do it.
So much better than Voxer.
Yeah. Let's edit this out so nobody can steal this idea. We were flying to Miami, and so I was in the middle of like boxing you or whatever, and Shane looks over and he's sitting right next to me. He goes, "Is that Jeremy?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Let me see it." He gets on Boxer and goes, "Jeremy? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you."
Just a complete opposite reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, the reaction I had hoped for when I am in Tokyo.
Yeah. Thousands of miles away.
So one of the things that we're really into is vinyl record. And I think the reason that I am so interested in it is my dad had like 500 albums when I was growing up.
Sheesh.
And when I was like 3 years old, they used to lay me in front of Led Zeppelin playing, and I would just
cool.
I'd go right to sleep.
Yeah.
Which isn't that what you want to hear about yourself?
Right.
You know, that you're just a rock and roller from the word go. So I always thought vinyl was cool, but we got back into it in about 2013-ish, something like that, 2014.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
From Jesse. That guy's place was awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
And I want to ask you why you like vinyl.
Okay.
So why do you like it? Why might you choose vinyl over something else?
One, it's the sound. The sound of vinyl is just, well, it's nostalgia for me once, because I used to listen to vinyl when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just like you, because my parents had a record player. Didn't listen to Zeppelin when I was a kid.
We can't all be that lucky.
Yeah. But they were into Chicago, so.
But Chicago's so good.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. So, but I think it's just like holding, because now nowadays it's like, since iTunes came into the game, It's just on here. There's nothing tangible. You can't hold anything. You just see it on the screen. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you can hear it, but later on you find out that the clarity is just not there, like a vinyl record is.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I like once you put the needle on the record player, it does a little, and then the music plays, and you're just like, especially if you have a good setup, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I would summarize I would summarize it with the experience.
For sure.
Because there's something about, it's like going to the movie theater.
Yep.
Versus watching a movie on your phone in the car. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
But there's something insanely satisfying about choosing an album. Like, you remember Blockbuster?
Yes.
Right? Part of the allure, like if you're on a date or you're hanging out with a friend, is to go to Blockbuster and pick the movie. That was part of the hangout.
It was an event.
It was part of the hangout. You picked it. And so with vinyl, you pick the album that you want to listen to. And you make good selections because you have to listen to the whole album. You don't put on shuffle. You don't have a playlist.
Right.
So you make sure that you have good music.
Yeah.
Then you have this, like you said, tangible artwork that you can look at. You have tangible, readable credits.
Yep. Sometimes they have lyrics.
But you can find out this guy actually played drums on this album. I had no idea that the Eagles, Don Henley and Glenn Frey, were in the band with Linda Ronstadt.
Right.
I would have never known that.
Nope.
But I have the Linda Ronstadt album. I looked on the back, and it's like Glenn Frey, and Don Henley.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a historical part, educational part. Then, like you said, the quality.
Yeah.
I will entertain people saying that digital is a higher quality if you get like, an uncompressed file.
Yeah.
I hear you on that. But that doesn't mean it sounds better.
Right.
I think what vinyl does in its analog form, I honestly believe you hear mistakes. And therefore that is what music sounds like. You hear the breath with the instruments, like the brass instruments and all that. You hear pick slide or finger slide on the strings. You hear some saturation and harmonics that you just. It sounds like you're in the room with the band.
Yeah.
It sounds like music.
You're in the control room.
What my problem with digital is that you're probably right. Digital music fundamentally is probably better quality, but that doesn't mean it sounds better.
Right.
I think analog sounds real.
It has a lot to do with your setup, because I actually texted my brother today, and he just got it set up. He got like a record player and an amp and 2 speakers, bookshelf speakers for his room. And I just texted him. I was like, dude, how does it sound? He was like, it's amazing.
I thought it'd be fun for you to talk about maybe top 5, not top 5, but some of your favorite albums that you have. So take it away.
Yeah, not top 5, but.
And I have mine too. I'm going to show mine too.
Yeah, easily. Well, actually, I brought 6, but.
These are ones that you're proud of.
Whatever.
It's not this isn't Mount Rushmore.
No.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorites is, I'm a huge fan of John Williams. So, as you can tell, this has a dinosaur
One
on
of the
it.
greatest soundtracks.
And this is the original Jurassic Park, which is, it's a double LP. So you have the gate inside.
Awesome. All right, I'll go.
Okay.
So it's one of my top 5
Nice.
albums ever.
Yeah.
Not to mention just vinyl, but this is a great one.
Ryan Adams, Heartbreaker. His first album.
This is just, if you haven't heard this album, stop everything you're doing. Go listen to this album.
Listen to the whole thing.
You don't necessarily need to listen on vinyl.
Yeah.
You know, you can listen on Spotify or Tidal or whatever.
That's got Oh My Sweet Carolina on it.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that one.
What you got next?
This one is near and dear. The Eagles.
My gosh.
Hell Freezes Over. When we were first started collecting records, we were looking for this one. It was not on sale to the public,
Mm-hmm.
but the people who had it were selling it for
$1,400.
There you go, $1,400.
And you did not pay that.
Did not pay $1,400.
Good.
I went to your local Cracker Barrel. Had a good old.
What'd you eat?
I had a smokehouse breakfast.
Come on.
So good.
Come on. What? And you bought this in the gift store.
And I bought this in the gift store.
What a story.
For about $30.
What a story. And people say don't go to Cracker Barrel.
It's the Hell Freezes Over, and it's the live. It sounds so good.
All right. My next one is James Brown Greatest Hit.
Hey!
Now, I typically don't buy albums that are the greatest hits. However, this is actually a good album. The greatest hits of this is actually worth buying, and it's actually if you're to find like the original of it's actually worth a lot of money. This is not original.
Yeah.
But this has got, I Feel Good, Get Up, I Got the Feeling, Mother Popcorn, Get on the Good Foot.
Now, when we started collecting vinyl, wasn't he hard to find? James Brown?
Oh yeah. I have some more collectible ones than this.
Yeah.
But this, I just love all these songs.
Oh, dude. You can't go wrong with greatest hits, man.
Hot Pants, get up off of that thing.
And Steely Dan, Asia, from 1977. And this is probably one of the best recorded albums
Unbelievable
out there. What Steely Dan did with this is just
you should go
amazing.
Look up the recording of Asia on YouTube. It's like 45 minutes long.
So good.
Dennis showed me that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
I think he's the one who told me about this.
Yeah. But if you have a record collection, a lot of people might come over if they're already into records.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I want to hear your setup. Play Asia.
Yeah.
So I think that's one you need to have in your repertoire.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So my next one is Brandy Carlisle. Do you know Brandy Carlisle? She
Not personally.
You should. She makes an awesome pumpkin pie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm not going to Carlisle to you.
Oh.
Great pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Honestly, all of her music's insane.
It was good with a glass of brandy.
Yes. Phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Yes. But the song The Eye and the song Wilder, harmony wise, you don't get better than this. She's amazing. So
I'm going to go old school.
By the way, the Brandy Carlisle one and this one we're going to link on our website.
Okay. Frank Sinatra, duets. He's got Luther Vandross, Aretha Franklin, Barbra Streisand, Gloria Estefan, Tony Bennett, just to name a few. Yeah, this album is sonically
insane.
So good.
And musically.
Yes. I recommend, of course, him and Tony Bennett singing New York, New York. What in the world?
Yeah.
Also, there's a Luck Be a Lady with Chrissy Hynde. So good. And that's probably one of my favorites on here. So, and this is a double LP. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's got like 28 songs on there. Really good.
My next one is Ray Charles, Modern Sounds.
Tell Ray.
Oh, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music.
Nice.
Not the most popular thing when you think of Ray Charles.
Right.
But this is him covering like Hank Williams, old school Hank Williams.
Yeah.
So he covers a lot of these country songs.
Yeah.
And this, I'm not kidding you, will blow your mind.
This is a Christian band called Striper. And the name of this record is To Hell with the Devil.
It's so good. It's so good that you even have this.
It's, especially this one because this artwork, was chastised by the Christians, or the traditional ones, because just of the way it looked, basically. Yeah. But it's basically them saving somebody from hell with their music, basically.
Well, we have Frank Sinatra.
Another Frank.
Sinatra at the Sands. You introduced this to me, actually. Not necessarily the vinyl, but just this album.
Right.
And this is him. If you ever want to hear Frank Sinatra do like a live monologue, almost like stand-up comedy, he does that in here. He also sings throughout the whole thing. But this is one of the coolest, most historic albums ever. I have it in both stereo and mono. This is my favorite album, I think, period.
And I got one more, and this probably is on my Mount Rushmore.
It's on mine, too.
It is the classic album, which should be their greatest hits, but it's not. It's just their Led Zeppelin 4 record.
Amazing.
I bought it because it does have When the Levee Breaks at the end, which is one of the most awesome drum beats you will ever hear in your life.
Insane.
And it's just a well done album, and it should be called their greatest hits, but it's just one of their albums.
Yes.
And
you need to have that one in your collect.
Number 4, Led Zeppelin 4.
All right, this is my last one, and it is the mono remaster,
British Invasion
of "Please Please Me" from the Beatles. Not a popular one. Like, this is not usually the one that people pick as their favorite Beatles album. But I'm like a old school Beatles fan.
Yeah,
like I like the Twist and Shout, which is on this album.
Yeah.
I like the I Saw Her Standing There.
Nice, good one.
And I love all these songs. And this was remastered in mono. So you can actually kind of hear it and understand what people heard the first time they heard it.
Yeah.
So this is a treasure, honestly.
Because back then, stereo and mono were completely different things.
And you did not want stereo.
Right.
It was like the drums were in the entire left side.
Right. Exactly. It was an experiment back then.
Yes.
So I get it. Getting dark at 5:30 in the afternoon. I don't get it. In Alabama, it gets dark when the time changes. It gets dark at 4:30.
I can't do that.
It's dark before you get home from work. It's ridiculous.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, another thing that I just thought about that I'm going to link in our website. I just bought I think they're nicknamed a Happy Light.
Okay.
But they actually, they're these lights that sort of simulate sunlight, and you're supposed to do it for 30 minutes a day. Completely changed my life.
Really?
Because I suffer, I guess, there's something called seasonal affective disorder. And it has something to do with melatonin release in your body or whatever. But I'm affected.
Yeah.
I'm a grumpy grump.
Yeah.
All right. When I don't get sunshine.
Right.
So I've been putting this thing next to my chair for 30 minutes when I read in the morning, and my mood is completely different. Yeah. I swear by this thing.
So just 30 minutes, huh?
Yeah. There's a company called Happy Light, but I bought one on Amazon for much cheaper. So I'm going to link that as well.
Sweet.
Because it's...
I may check that out myself.
I'm like, man, should I use this in the springtime? Because I'm in a better mood.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that, I think we should wrap this puppy up.
Okay.
Thank you guys very much. Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Go to it.
YouTube.
Go to it.
Follow.
Go to it.
Go to it.
Go to it.
Subscribe. Please check out our new website, by the way.
Yeah.
TwerkEthicPodcast.com.
So far, it looks awesome.
We've got everything we talk about that's awesome.
Yep.
There's specific links that, lead you to be able to buy it.
Right.
It's got a good price. It helps us out when you click the link.
The dog breeding
playlists.
Everything.
We are not going to link that because it hopefully doesn't exist.
I hope not.
Yeah. But the 80s playlist.
Yeah.
The pop punk playlist
is on there.
They're on there. So
for sure.
Until next time.
Jeremy?
Don't be a monkey's shoulder
Oh, come on.
unless you're Scotch, and be my guest. Be my guest. Be my guest.
I want to go watch Disney Plus now.
I know. All right, guys.